Hello, everyone. Welcome to Aussie's Take on Everything. I'm K-Dog.
And I'm Jay.
Okie doke. For everyone at home, yes, I do have a random fact of the week this week.
Yay, he did his work.
Yes, it's actually quite interesting, really.
Yeah.
There was a patron saint.
Mm-hmm.
He was the patron saint of beer. It was, what was his name? Arnold of Soissons. And
Mm-hmm.
he actually, it was during a time when there was an epidemic and plagues going through the area. And he insisted that his congregation, the monastery, and even peasants to drink the beer that he made because he was a brewer.
Okay.
And by doing so, he actually saved a lot of people's lives because around that time there was pathogens and epidemics going on and plagues. And because the water had to go through a process for the beer,
Mm-hmm.
he actually saved a lot of people's lives. It was just a really interesting thing. Beer saves lives.
There you go. Beer saving life. Now you've got an excuse to drink more beer.
Yeah, exactly. But granted, back then it was less alcoholic and more yeast based, but still.
Mm. Well, I actually have a random fact
Yeah.
as well. Believe it or not, I actually have one too. And it is to do with beer.
Yeah.
I found out today that there is beer made with recycled toilet water. There you go. You heard
What
it here
the
first.
hell?
Yep.
Seriously?
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my god. Oh dear.
And the
Well,
slogan for it is we've filtered the shit out.
oh,
So I'm like, that's pretty cool,
oh,
man. That's pretty
oh
cool.
my god. You're literally drinking piss.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting pissed on piss. So
Oh my.
yeah, I found a fact today too. So there you go. You got two facts for the price of one. I think that's for making up for last week, not actually
Oh man, yeah,
putting one in.
that's better than mine. But it links, I guess.
It
That's good.
links. It links.
That's cool.
It
That's
does
awesome.
actually link. So yeah, I found that out today. I'm like, okay,
Oh
cool.
dear, what do we got on the line today?
We have Nintendo Direct. We're talking about Nintendo and other gaming stuff.
Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo Direct. Nintendo Direct had a lot of information come out of there.
Yeah,
First things first, Overwatch is coming to Switch.
sweet.
Yes, if you're an Overwatch player and you have a Switch, you can play on the Switch. It's coming October 15.
I never really played Overwatch. I heard a lot about it, but I haven't got around to playing it.
Hmm.
So
Well,
I might end up getting it for the Switch.
yeah. Like, there's not much really information. There's a trailer out for it, but yeah, it's pretty much just October 15. They haven't really said if they're going to have any exclusive content for Switch only or anything like that. But
Yeah, of course.
but yeah, so that's coming out October 15. What else?
Cool.
There's something else coming out October 15. Now, I found this interesting.
Yeah.
So it's Pokemon related. In addition to the main two games that they're going to release later on in this year, the Pokemon games, Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
The developer, Game Freak, is also launching an entirely original role-playing game called Little Town Hero. So,
Really?
yes, it's not going to be Pokemon. It's not going to be a Pokemon game, but it's the same people that make the Pokemon games.
Game. I've only known Game Freak to make Pokemon.
Yeah, well, they're making
That's all
a new
I've known
one.
him for. It's like, well, that is good for him because I mean, imagine making basically the same type of game over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So that game also comes out on October 15th. So there's two games coming out then: Overwatch and Little Town Hero.
That could be actually quite interesting.
Yes. So that's another bit of information coming out of there. What else?
Nothing major on it, I guess.
No, not really. There is a couple of screenshots that looks very Pokemon-y, like the art style. I don't believe there's a trailer for it. I just believe it was like a announcement trailer rather than an actual trailer. That's all it is. But it's a role-playing game. I don't know in what aspect, if it's going to be the same kind of role-playing game.
Yeah, I mean, is it going to be the same as Pokemon, or is it going to be more of an actual JRPG?
Yeah, I don't know. No information on that yet. Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yes.
Banjo-Kazooie and Fatal Fury's Terry has been added as DLC.
Yes, I saw Terry that was announced
today. It's released today. So there's Banjo-Kazooie and Fatal Fury's Terry. If you have Smash Bros on the Switch, you're in luck. There's some new DLC added today.
I haven't seen the trailer for Banjo-Kazooie's add-on to Smash, but the design looks a little bit different from what I've seen. Like Banjo seems to have like really big eyes, like really big.
Yeah, I think they've just redesigned it because the old design was kind of based off of like older graphics and stuff. So I think they've kind of
Nintendo 64 and
they've kind of made
360, I guess. But yeah, true.
Well, 360 was a port though, wasn't it? It was like
you had Nuts and Bolts as well. There was another game that they did.
Oh, really?
When Rare was because Rare is now owned by Microsoft ever since.
Well,
I can't remember now. But no, it should be interesting. And what is going on with the Fatal Fury guest characters recently? I mean, Geese Howard was recently in Tekken 7. And now you got Terry Bogard. I think it was Terry Bogard. I think it was his last name, if I remember correctly.
I think that's right.
In Smash.
Yeah.
Terry versus Ryu. Oh my god.
Terry versus Ryu. That's it. But there's more news. There's just more and more and more. There's more news. They've added SNES games to the Switch.
Oh, that is awesome. That's sweet. Yes.
There's 20 plus games. I'm not sure of all of them. I know that there's Mario Kart is one of them. I don't know. There is a list. If you want to find out, there is a list of the games. You have to have it's $20 a month for the internet subscription, and you get those games for free. You can play them online. You pretty much stream them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know Mario Kart 64 is on it.
I'd say most Mario games. There might be an issue with the RPG because I think there's some issue between Nintendo and Squaresoft.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure.
There is a list. I know that Zelda, one of the like the original Zelda games, is
Link to the Past.
That's the one. That's definitely on there. I can't remember. There is a list. There's 20 plus games, and they're probably going to add more. Also, Switch is getting Doom 64.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so that's not as part of the SNES thing because it's not SNES, but they are getting Doom 64 as well as a purchasable game.
Oh, cool.
So that's pretty cool.
Because, recently they got Doom, like the first three Dooms. They had Doom 1, Doom 2, and the Doom 3 that was basically a reimagining of the original Doom in more of a survival horror type vibe.
Yeah.
But it's actually cool they're getting the 64 variation too. That's sweet. That's sick.
Yeah, so they got that. I don't. There's no date on that as far as I know. I just seen that was on the list as well of things that were coming out. And other gaming news, Batista isn't going to be in Gears 5.
I saw that. That actually looks sweet. It makes me want to think of it. It makes me thinking about getting Gears 5.
Yeah.
Honestly, just to play as Batista shooting. What is it? You kill aliens of some sort, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
Batista's a multiplayer character, so he's not in any of the story type thing.
Okay, yep.
So he's a multiplayer character. So when you play online, you can play as Batista. I'm not sure if you get to select characters or whatever like that, but he's not actually in the story, but he's in it as a multiplayer character. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my roundup of Nintendo Direct and a little bit of other gaming news thrown in there too.
Yeah.
Also, actually, before we can move on from gaming, they've added new games to Game Pass, and I'm fairly sure they've added Metal Gear 2 and 3 to Game Pass. Xbox.
You've got to be kidding me.
No, they've got the Metal Gear 2 and 3 pack. It's got both the games together.
I bought them the other week.
Stop buying games. Just wait.
I might just have to wait from now on.
Just stop buying games.
So many times. I bought Batman Arkham Knight like 2 or 3 months ago. Now it's on Game Pass. It's like,
So yeah, 2 and 3 is on there now. I seen that today. But yeah, so that's another thing. But there's a lot of gaming news at the moment with Nintendo Direct. If you have a Switch or if you don't have a Switch and you want to get a Switch, there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment. So, so that's pretty cool.
Yes, well, I'm still waiting to see when the release of Streets of Rage 4. I want Streets of Rage 4. I want it now.
I know
I
you
want
do.
it now.
I know. You love your Streets of Rage.
Oh, that was awesome. That was an awesome series. But there's actually a lot of good games coming out recently, and it's that time of year for the announcements for games. I mean, we've got WWE 2K20 coming out.
That's going to be sick.
That's going to be good. That's going to be good.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of games. There's FIFA, if you're into giving EA your money. There's FIFA coming out.
Oh, I forgot about NBA 2K20 as well.
That comes out this week, I think.
Does it?
Or next week. It's very soon.
I mean, all that supposed controversy that probably is not really even controversy.
It's people talking, mate. It's all it is. People talking. If people, at the end of the day, if people want to spend money on a video game to buy, in-game stuff, then let them do it.
All I'll say about it is, with all the recent things that are being talked about with loot boxes and is it gambling, isn't it gambling, to have slot machines is a little bit, kind of cringy.
It is, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's not the first game that's had a slot machine.
I'm sure. I think you said that the last game and maybe even the game before that had it.
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit. Yeah,
it is. It's just bad timing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly it. Bad timing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some other games coming out too. There's a lot of games coming out. If you're a gamer, pretty much, you know what's coming out. But a lot of news out of Nintendo though, which is good. It's good. It's good that Nintendo is actually doing more things.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as if the Wii and the Wii U didn't really do much.
No,
they had the games and that was it. They didn't have extra things on top. So
I think the Wii was a success. Wii U not so much.
Yeah, I actually don't know anyone that had a Wii U. I know people that had a Wii. Yes. I know people that had a Switch, but I didn't know anyone that had a Wii U.
No.
So, but that's pretty much it for my gaming stuff that I've got to cover. There
should be some more news coming up soon on a lot of different gaming stuff. I mean, you got all these announcement trailers. Soon you're going to have talks about release dates. It's that time of year when the games get announced. Usually around about now to December. Getting in there just in time for Christmas and all that.
Yeah, well, games won't be announced at this point. They'll be would be announced, I reckon.
Either would be announced or
And there'd be just a lot of, information coming out about the games.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
I want to have a look at Control. That looks sick.
Control looks sick. Control is out, by the way.
Yeah, it is out.
Yeah, it is definitely out. So, that's a cool-looking game, Control.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think, people will enjoy it. But, yeah.
So I've been looking at some stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mandela effect is weird.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
That is a weird concept. I mean, for those that don't know, basically the Mandela effect is this idea that basically alternate universes are bleeding into one another. So, and people from one universe has bled into another universe, and they remember things differently than how they actually are.
Yeah, it's odd.
It is odd. I mean, my introduction to it was the whole Berenstain Bears thing.
Yeah.
I swear, I still right now, I swear it was Berenstain Bears, man.
I don't remember it that way though. I remember a Steen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's it was probably Steen, and I'm remembering it wrong, but I swear that it was Berenstain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, the reason it's actually called the Mandela effect because a lot of people are convinced that back in 1996, I think they saw a news report of Mandela dying in prison, and that's basically it flew off from there.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them I can explain away. The one of the big popular ones is Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know how the quote, when people are quoting that movie, especially the second one that came out, they usually say, "Luke, I'm your father."
Mm-hmm.
When that's not actually the line in the movie.
No,
the line in the movie is, "No, I am your father."
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, a lot of people are just remembering the reference that people have made. And how, I mean, if I was just to say randomly, no, I am your father, would you know what I'm talking about?
No, exactly.
More likely, no. But if
No.
I say, Luke, I am your father, you know, hey, that's Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly it.
You know?
Someone's obviously, made a joke or referenced it after the movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, now everyone knows it as that rather than knowing it from the movie itself.
Exactly. It's the meme is more knowable. Knowable? Yeah, it's a word. I think it's a word.
That's a word.
More knowable than the actual quote in the movie itself.
Mm.
I mean, it's with a Disney movie. I think it was Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
Originally, like, people quoted as "Mirror, mirror on the wall."
It's not.
Actually, it's Magic Mirror.
Magic Mirror. Yeah, I know. I do know that one. Magic Mirror.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing with Sleeping Beauty. There's so many different interpretations. Like the one that you heard that was a quote could have been from one of the nursery rhymes. Yeah. I mean, there's another one, I think, that said that something along the lines of "Mirror in my hand, who is the fairest in the land."
Yeah, I've heard that one too.
So there's different, like, I think people are remembering the wrong one, or the quotes that they heard were from somewhere else and not from the Disney movie. So yeah, I just think it's interesting. It's people remembering things wrong, but it is quite interesting.
It is interesting, but the YouTube trend is not. People just uploading videos on it. It's just kind of like, yeah, we get it.
I always find it funny. It's like, hey, you can win an Amazon gift card if you do this during those videos. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh god, come on, dude.
There is some really weird like YouTube trends though. Like there's some shocking ones. I'm not going to name names, but there is a resurgence. I won't say resurgence. There's one person uploaded the video. Do not play WWE Supercard at 3 a.m. or this will happen. It's like
not the 3 a.m. videos.
Yeah, the 3 a.m. videos. Someone did that. I'm sure if you're part of the Supercard community, you know who did it. If you don't, well, then it's fine. You can look it up if you want, but I'm not going to name names because I'm not going to do that. But
no.
There's some weird trends though. The 3 a.m. things. What else was there? The hiding in places for 24 hours, like staying in IKEA for 24 hours. They clearly film themselves hiding for 20 minutes and just cut it up and make it look like it's been 24 hours. There's some weird ones. Oh, the dark web ones. The dark web.
Oh, anything dark web oriented.
The unboxing of dark web stuff.
Yeah, the unboxing.
But then there was a weird one that I recently got shown that I didn't know existed, and it was buying potions from the dark web. And
potions?
Yeah, potions. So you can buy a potion from the dark web apparently, and if you drink it, it does certain things. So there was one where this guy got a little miniature elf, like an elf on the shelf type doll, and poured this potion on it in the bathtub, and apparently it was supposed to make it grow. So he left the room for 5 minutes and come back in, and it was a human size, and it started to chase him around the whole house. It was obviously his friend in a costume, but there's those, and there's and the bad thing about them is they're funny. The bad thing about it, they're kind of directed at kids, and it's kind of trivializing the idea of going on the dark web and buying things from the dark web. And if you're a child going on the dark web, you don't know how to protect yourself.
Yeah, that might cause some issues.
I wouldn't recommend going on the dark web, even if you're an adult, even if you know how to protect yourself. Like, I just wouldn't recommend going on there. There's no need, but yeah, so there's those kind of trends. There's like other ones too, like a baby potion where it turns you into a baby, shrinking potion. There was one that was a classic, invisible potion. So this guy drank it. It was a 10-minute video. It was 5 minutes, 5 minutes of intro. And then he drank it. Then he got his mate to film an empty room saying, "Where are you? Where are you?" And that's all the video was. Riveting stuff. But he got it for 10 minutes, so he got his mid-roll in and he got his money. So
yeah. Interesting video. Yeah. Really interesting.
The thing is, they have like 10 million views. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand it. Speaking of YouTube, if you want to go and actually watch and listen to some quality content, we are on YouTube. These episodes are on YouTube. So if you want to find them on YouTube, I think you can just type it in. I think you can just type in Aussie's take on everything. It should come up.
Yes, Aussie's take on everything. You should just look that up, and you should be able to find us.
So we're there. We're trying to expand into more platforms so you guys can hear us more. Because some people like to have a YouTube video on instead of a podcast app. So we've done that for you guys as well. So we're trying to expand out so there's more places for you guys to hear us, which is cool. But we're on every platform, I think. Pretty much every platform that you can think of.
Every platform that I can think of.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on iTunes.
Yeah.
We're on I think we're on Google Play or Google.
We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Spotify.
Yeah, we're on Spotify. We're here on Anchor.
Anchor is a great place for you guys to record podcasts. If you download the Anchor app, you can set up a podcast. You can get people. You can call someone and record together, and it's really good. But that's where we're based out of. Anchor will actually, we'll publish this to Anchor, and then Anchor will do the work for us, and they'll publish it to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. They even do it to places like Breaker. I've even heard of Breaker before.
What the hell is Breaker? I've never heard of that.
So if you're listening to this on Breaker, shout out to you because I've never even heard of Breaker. But
yeah, well, it was the same like the other day. You were saying about Overcast. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Overcast. People listening to us on Overcast. We actually have had a few plays from Overcast. So I'm like, I didn't even heard of Overcast, but cool. Shout out to you guys too if you're listening to us there. We have a Twitter account at ATOE Podcast. Hit us up. Let us know where you like to listen. This would be good feedback,
Yeah, give us some feedback on like what you guys want us to talk about more often than not. Because, some people like the wrestling, some people like the gaming, but we are Aussie's take on everything, and we'd like to take on some more issues. If there's anything that you guys can think of, send them our way on Twitter. We're also on Facebook, so if you want to just look us up on Facebook, we're there as well.
We do have an email. It's I think it's ATOE Podcast at Hotmail. No, it's not Hotmail. It's at Outlook. Outlook.com. So we're there as well. If you want to email us as well, you can think. If you any emails we get sent in, we will read from top to bottom. So if it's abuse, if it's a joke, if it's anything, we will read it out. So that's pretty cool.
Just don't be an edgelord.
No, be one. It's fine. It's fine. We'll read it out. We'll read it out. So.
Oh dear.
What else we got to talk about? We've been talking about gaming.
Yes, we've talked about gaming. We've talked about some crazy stuff. Well, let's not go into the wrestling just yet.
Yeah, we'll keep going with some other stuff first. We're gonna tease you a bit with the wrestling stuff for now, and we'll get there soon. If you're not, interested in wrestling, you've got a bit more time that you can listen for a while before you get to the stuff that you're not interested in. So one thing I can talk about is music. There's a really cool band that's based out of Sydney, Australia. They're called The Dead Love. They had a new album released. It's called The Extinction of Unicorns.
Not the unicorns.
They are extinct now. Extinction of Unicorns. They're a cool rock band. It's a great album, actually. I listen to it all the time. They've had 1 million streams. It's only been out a few weeks. So
Sweet.
They are banging it. They are banging it. They are on tour at the moment. They're doing a tour around Australia, but they are going to the UK and Europe. I think they're going to be playing in France and, the UK. I think Germany as well and some other places in Australia. So check them out. They're sick. They've got a song
they are.
They've got a song called Ordinary, and it's in my head every day. Drives me insane. But, check them out. Actually, first time I went and seen them, I've got a story about that, actually. First time I went and seen them, I went to see Fozzy. Went to see Fozzy in Australia, who I actually won tickets for. I actually didn't buy tickets.
You won those on Twitter, didn't you?
Yeah. They had a Twitter giveaway, and I just kind of entered it and won. So these guys opened for them, and they were sick. I'd never heard of them before, and they opened, and I was there, and I was like, these guys are sick. Anyway, later in the night, for Fozzy was playing and stuff, and they were at the back. They'd left backstage, type thing, and they were at the back, and I just went up and talked to him, and I was having a good conversation with him, and we watched Fozzie play together, and it was pretty cool. So pretty down to earth guys and that. But yeah, no, the music's sick. The music is sick, and you should definitely check it out if you like a little bit of rock and rolls. A little bit of rock and roll to go with a little bit of the bubbly.
Oh God, you brought it up.
A little bit of the bubbly. I love it. I fucking love it. It's the best thing to come out of anything for a long time. A little bit of the bubbly. Have you seen the memes?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Lou Bega Mumbo number 5. There's that.
Yes, I have seen that. Let the bodies hit the floor.
There's a Limp Bizkit Nookie version as well.
Yes, I saw that one.
I did it all for the bubbly. It's really cool. It's fun.
Oh dear.
A little bit of the bubbly.
They've made a shirt too.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, Jericho's got a shirt, man. He's got a shirt of it already.
I want to fucking buy that thing. I want to buy it.
See, it's stuff like that makes me want to watch.
Yeah, but it's not on the product though. It's like
no, I know, but it just makes me want to at least try to support it.
Yeah,
like so far the fanboys don't make me want to support it, but the actual stars do.
Yeah. Anyway, not talking about wrestling. We're talking about music. Then and we brought it back to.
Well, you brought up a little bit of the bubbly. All right, come on.
I know that's still fine.
Yeah.
That's it though. That's it for me. I'm all kind of.
Did you want to do that new segment this week?
What new segment would that be?
That segment would be the morons of the internet.
Yes, let's do it. We haven't really got a name for it. The spot list. We call it the spot list.
Yeah, call it the spot list.
Spot list. So it's stupid people of Twitter. The stupid people of Twitter list. And I'm really hoping that you've got a person because I don't.
I thought you did.
No, I haven't got a person.
What about the person you told me about?
Oh, that person. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. Okay. So there's a guy. I don't know his Twitter. His Twitter name because I wasn't really prepared to do this. I actually wrote notes. For this.
You wrote notes.
Yeah, it's the first time I've actually wrote notes, and I didn't write this down because I didn't think we were doing this.
Yeah.
And then you said what the new segment, and I'm like, I forgot what the segment was.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I actually had to repeat over and over and over that patron saint of beer's last name multiple times because I was going Suswan. It's Susan. God, what the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah. Anyway, back to the spot list. Stupid people of Twitter. There was a guy which I would have written down his Twitter handle or his name, so at least to give him a bit of a shout out. Don't know his name, but he's in Florida where the hurricane was going to hit, and he had an idea. He said to get the Air Force to get the fighter jets, and fly towards the thing, the hurricane, and fly around it, and it will change the air, and it will take it in a different direction. That was his first thing. Then he had the same. This is on the news, by the way, too.
This is on the news.
This is on the news. He actually did it on the news. There's a video of him on there somewhere. Then the next part was he wanted to get the Navy to come in and do the same thing, get their boats and drive around it until it changes the water so that it goes away. And he said if that doesn't work, then people shouldn't be going to stores there, and buying water and supplies. They should be buying fans. And that every house should buy at least 2 or 3 fans and point it towards it, and then the wind will blow it in the different direction, and it will save everybody.
What?
So I can just imagine it.
Are you sure this guy's not a troll?
No, he was an older man anyway. He's probably in his 50s.
Oh my!
And he was on the news, and he was serious about it. And I seen that, and I was like, wow.
Just wow.
Can you imagine seeing it like that many fans pointed at a hurricane coming straight towards them?
Oh, that is a sight to behold.
That was his idea. Everyone turn the fans on in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh my! That was his idea. So welcome to the spot list.
Oh my gosh!
First person on the spot list. I don't know your name, but welcome. Fan Man. We'll call him Fan Man.
Fan Man.
The Fan Man has made it to the list, the spot list. stupid people of Twitter list.
Oh
if
my
you have
God.
any stupid people of Twitter, you can send us to us, and we'll have a look, and we'll probably add them to the list because we need to add people to the list.
Have a look, talk, and have a laugh.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my! Oh, I'm sorry, but that is ridiculous.
That is very, very dumb. On a serious note, I hope everyone in Florida is fine, and
yeah,
I hope everything's good in that area. I don't want to make light of it, but
yes, hunker down, guys, hunker down. If you're in that area, hunker down.
Listen to us and just chill. Just go back and listen to episode 1 and right through, and then hopefully by the time you're done, it'll be over. So, but yeah, Godspeed to everyone there, and fingers crossed that not too much damage is done, and everyone is
safe,
a-okay afterwards. That's what we want to. That's what we want to see.
Yep.
Alrighty, what are we moving on to next, sir?
Well, I've got a couple things to think about.
Okay.
I mean, flat Earth.
Oh no.
What do you think of flat earthers? What do you think of the concept?
Oh, I don't want to alienate anyone because there could be some flat earthers listen to us, but I just think it's dumb. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. The concept is, for those who don't know and are fortunate enough to not heard of it yet, basically, flat Earth is that our planet, obviously, is a disc shape.
It's like a coin.
Yeah, and there's on the outskirts of our planet is a ice wall. That is that is one of the bases of this idea, and basically there's no horizon. The horizon that we see is just because our eyes can only see so far, which is ridiculous. But how the sun is supposed to work in this theory is the sun basically hovers over us.
Hovers?
It hovers above us.
Yeah.
And it goes sort of around above us, which is kind of a weird concept. If it hovers above us, technically, wouldn't we see it at all times?
I was going to say, what about night?
Yeah, that's what I never got. Like, wouldn't we not have night now because of that? I mean, we'd still, yes, it's on it's closer to the other side of the world, but wouldn't we still be able to see it?
You'd think so.
I mean, this thing is a bloody star. So
big too. It's big. Yeah.
I mean, there's other concepts like it can go into David Icke territory and conspiracy theories, but there's
oh no, don't start the Icke stuff.
Oh, it's just this one thing. This one thing is like apparently this satellite hit the moon.
Yeah, okay.
And it crashed into the moon, and it rang like a bell.
Rang like a bell?
Yeah, so apparently the concept is that the moon is not actually round, it's hollow. It's a space station.
A space station?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the Death Star?
It's the Death Star.
Are we going to get like exploded? Like someone's there, Darth Vader's in there.
Here's my question, though.
Yeah.
To counteract what they're saying. How the hell could you hear it ringing like a bell? It's in space. Space is a vacuum.
There is no sound in space.
There is no sound for it to travel through. So how did you hear it ringing like a bell? Unless
they were on the satellite that crashed.
Maybe, but still, there's nothing. I just, if there's anyone out there can explain that to me, go ahead, because it's actually I'd be interested to actually at least come around to see why people think this. It'd be interesting to actually have a discussion on.
It would be. If anyone does know anything, send it to us, and we'll talk about it. Because I'm not against the idea of flat Earth, but I think it's a bit silly. But if
I've seen too much evidence for everything else.
Yeah, same.
I mean, same. Especially like the last 500 years or more of scientific research that's gone into even this field of study.
But if you are a flat earther listening to this and you've got some information, hit us up. We've given you the way to do it. You can hit us up and Yeah, let us know because we'd love to know more about it. Like,
yes,
from someone that I actually knows.
Yeah, someone who actually has a lot more information on this theory and how it all works together.
It's a weird one, but I know that you've had a problem with David Icke supporters before.
Yes, I have. It was fun though.
It
was fun.
It looked fun. It looked fun. Pretty much, K-Dog here did a video and on YouTube, and he got a lot of hate in the comments from David Icke supporters. But I'm talking a lot of hate.
Oh yeah, that is my most disliked video ever.
So if they somehow find their way here to the podcast, we're going to get a lot of hate on this podcast.
True.
I think they've got like some kind of sixth sense. As soon as they hear his name, they just come straight looking for the source.
Actually, it was really funny though, because someone was so triggered and so annoyed that I had my video on David Icke that they actually linked. They linked my video in the comment section of their own video.
Oh wow! They really got that triggered.
They got that triggered. That's why I got so many David Icke supporters coming at me, because someone decided to link my video in the comment section of theirs.
Yeah, wow. Wow. You know how to trigger people.
Oh yeah, it's quite easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually easier nowadays, and I haven't done a video like that in years.
Yeah, you've stopped that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now you just do boring gaming videos.
Yeah, gaming and stuff I'm actually interested in.
Yeah, so he actually does have a YouTube channel, which is where our podcast is being held at the moment. If you want to check out his videos, but some of them are a bit political. They're a bit political.
Yeah, some of them are.
He's got there. So if you're not into that stuff, it's fine. He's got gaming stuff as well, Mortal Kombat and that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool, old school games and stuff. So might be interested in that. But I think we've talked about a lot of stuff already. I think it's time that all the listeners came for. It's wrestling time.
Ding, ding, ding.
So we have to talk about NXT TakeOver Cardiff. We have to talk about that. That was an intense show.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Normally, when I watch a wrestling show, not so much NXT's at all, but normally like a WWE one, I'll probably play Supercard during the event. And kind of be playing that while I watch. I didn't do that during NXT TakeOver Cardiff. I did not even touch my phone. My eyes were glued onto the screen for the entire event.
Every time that I tried to play Supercard, something big happened, and I'm like, "Oh well, screw it then."
Can't do it. See, you missed seeing it live, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
When Joe Coffey and Dave Mastiff broke the ring.
I couldn't believe that.
You were looking at your phone, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then you looked up,
what happened? And I'm like, "What the hell?"
The ring broke. That match was sick. I don't know. I feel like the ending was a bit anticlimactic. I get it. There was a big bump, and then the thing, but I think the whole kicking the crate out, there's no big he's staying down kind of thing. I don't know if they're going to do another match or not, but it's a way, I guess, to make Mastiff not look weak. Like he was getting up, but then you're going to kick the crate out.
It was like a cheap tactic,
so
to win and all that.
I get it, but I just feel like it was like the big spot, and then there was more after the spot instead of having the spot end it kind of thing. So, but
yeah.
Everything on that show was good. There wasn't anything bad at all.
I can't think of anything bad on that show.
That main event was absolutely insane. I think Walter is a huge star, and he's going to get bigger. He's challenged the Big Show.
Oh,
he wants to wrestle the Big Show. So
that could be an interesting match.
Walter versus Big Show. But
I mean, the amount of times that Tyler Bate came back in that match, I was like, what? He kicked out again?
Yeah, that's it. Tyler Bate made himself in that match. If he wasn't made already, he kind of went a bit quiet for a bit, but he's made himself again.
Mm-hmm.
Huge star. The thing is, though, I'm interested to see what they do with Tyler Bate because they did at the end. They did the whole kind of, he was in the ring and
Yeah.
it was almost like a farewell. So I wonder if they're
Mm-hmm.
actually going to move him to normal, no, the original NXT,
Yeah.
because it's going to 2 hours.
They're going to need the stars.
Yeah, are they going to need stars? I don't know if they are because Triple H has said that he's got like over 100 at the performance center. So,
well, you got to start with somewhere, and people who are already established with the audience and already established with the crowd,
yeah, that's it.
Will help.
Yeah, that's it.
It'd also be interesting to see if NXT, when they're doing these tapings or doing these shows, are they going to move from location to location, or are they going to continue doing what they're doing now?
As far as I know, it's going to stay in for Full Sail, but it's going to be live. They're not going to do any tapings.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be live. So they'll be doing live shows from Full Sail, as far as I know. I don't know if they're going to eventually do what the main roster does and actually tour, or they're just going to stay where they are. I don't know. I think they'll probably just stay where they are because of the performance centers there.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier for them to, base out of there.
Mm-hmm.
If you're wondering what that noise was, Daniel K-Dog here is rolling a smoke.
Well, can you hear that?
Yes, very, very loud and clear.
Sorry about that, guys.
He's rolling a smoke. He didn't pre-roll a smoke.
I was going to, but I just forgot to do it.
Anyway, so, the NXT TakeOver UK, Cardiff was insane. That tag team match, Triple Threat tag match, was probably one of my favourite tag team matches, at least recently. That match was absolutely insane. The spots in that match were crazy, and the finish was incredible, and the reaction was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
They built that so perfectly. The reaction was organic, and it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it. So, with the women's title match, again, insane. It was a bit kind of, like you said, you weren't sure if someone got hurt in that match, and they cut it short.
Yeah, cut it short.
Or if you think maybe timing, or if that's the way it was supposed to go. But yeah, it felt a little short, like a little.
Mm-hmm. They were going for the more emotional type matchup. They'll, have with what's her name? Casey. Is it Casey?
No, it's Kaylee Ray.
Kaylee Ray. What she said leading up towards the match and all that kind of stuff. They were trying to go with more of an emotional appeal for that match. I mean, we still saw Toni Storm crying in the match, but it was sort of like, what, huh?
Yeah, it was kind of off-putting. It was kind of a strange spot to cry in when she was getting beaten up. But
yeah, it was.
But she attacked Kaylee Ray first.
So it would have probably made a little bit more sense if she was crying while she was attacking.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like she was she could beat her up fine, but then as soon as she was getting beat up, she got emotional about it and she was crying like oh, my best friend is beating me up, but she was beating her up fine to start with. So it's like she should have been, like you said, she should have been crying. If she's going to cry, she should have cried at the start when she was beating her up. Like, I don't want to be doing this kind of thing, rather than just beating her up fine. And as soon as she started getting beaten up, she cried about it. So it's like it was kind of
the only thing I can gather, they're going with the whole she had mixed emotions during that match.
Yeah,
like she was angry, but she was also very upset.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Like upset because she has to fight a friend and because Fred betrayed her and all that kind of stuff, but also angry at her for the same thing. I think that's maybe you could try and see that's probably what they were going for. It just didn't seem to come off on TV like that.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I reckon that is what they were trying to do. Like she was angry because what she said and then upset. But I know, I just feel like it was a bit kind of odd. But that was probably, it wasn't a bad match, but it was kind of a weird match for me.
Yeah, it was.
It was good though. And everything else was good. Like there was nothing bad. Like, again, there's nothing bad on an NXT show. So
no.
Then we've got Clash of Champions coming up.
King of the Ring.
King of the Ring final.
Mm-hmm. Who you got?
To be honest, I've got Gable.
Yeah,
I've got Gable. I really think that they're doing this whole short thing for a reason. I think he's going to win. I think it's going to be Joe and Gable in the final. I think it's going to be Gable because of
Joe and Gable,
because of that interaction that they had on SmackDown where Joe kind of seen Gable backstage. I really think it's going to be Joe and Gable, and I do believe it's either going to be Joe or Gable that win it. It will be those two in the final, I reckon. I think Gable will win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do the whole everyone's getting behind Gable, and then Joe stops him for the heel heat. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do it that way. But I do think it's going to be Joe and Gable. It could be Corbin and Gable in the final.
Yeah, I was thinking this probably might go the way of Corbin and Gable.
But I think Gable will definitely make it through. When they first announced this, King of the Ring, and then I seen the people that were in it and the bracket. My bracket got busted on the first night.
Yeah,
it did not go the way I thought it was going to go at all. I didn't think Andrade would be out this early. I thought Andrade would make at least like almost to the final. Pretty much everyone that I thought was going to win didn't win in the first round. So like almost every single person. So like I'm surprised, but Elias has gone through.
Of course he has.
Elias and Gable. I did read a comment about Elias and the King of the Ring, and it wasn't a good one. But what if Elias makes it to the final of the King of the Ring, and then steps aside and allows Shane McMahon in that match, and Shane wins it?
Oh God, that would be a swerve.
It would be, but everyone would freaking hate it.
Oh, but it gets a lot of heat, I guess.
Bad heat.
Oh yeah, true.
It's not heel heat; it's bad heat because people are legit sick of Shane McMahon being on TV. But imagine it does. Like, that's not good booking. You're gonna.
Oh God,
alienate a lot of fans, but it's possible that he could.
It is possible.
Give him that spot like he did with the last tournament that he was in, that he wasn't in, but then was in.
I'm just imagining how many people we've just upset.
I reckon. I reckon.
Oh, I really hope they don't go that way.
I don't think they will.
Really, I don't hope they don't.
But it's a possibility.
It is a possibility.
And imagine,
goddamn!
Imagine it's Elias versus Corbin in the final.
Oh my God!
Who do you want to win?
Boo, 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 boo. CM Punk, CM Punk,
oh, no.
CM Punk.
Not the same.
You both suck. You both suck.
That's what the match will be.
You both suck.
That's what the match will be, 100%.
Although I have been seeing a little bit of support recently for Baron Corbin online.
Yeah, he's starting to pick it up a bit. I don't know what it is, but he's starting to pick it up a bit.
I've noticed it ever since he made that. I don't know where it was, but he made some comment about Jericho winning the title.
Yeah, it was because like people were like really excited and glad that Jericho won the title, but then Corbin said that it's the same stuff that you were complaining about on Raw and SmackDown. When older people win the title, it's the same old people all the time. And then it's good for them, but it's not good for us. That's pretty much what he said. Like, why?
He's got a point.
He does have a point. Like,
I will say he's got a point.
He's got a point. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see where King of the Ring goes. But there's a lot of good matches on there. Strowman and Seth will be interesting.
That will be an interesting match, depending on if they regain their tag titles or not.
I don't think they will. I reckon they'll lose them. I think Rude and Ziggler will win. And then it'll go from there. I think Seth will win that match.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be Seth versus The Fiend inside Hell in a Cell.
God, that's going to be crazy.
If that does occur, I reckon Fiend wins.
Yeah, I have to say.
I don't see this Fiend losing this soon.
No, not this soon.
I've got a feeling that he might win it there. Sasha against.
I'll be honest. Besides the Fiend, the only reason, some of the major reasons to watch Raw and SmackDown right now is the women's division.
Oh, the women's division is on fire right now.
Yeah, Sasha and Bayley.
Bayley with the heel turn.
Bayley with the heel turn.
Did not expect that. Well, I really did not expect that.
No, I did not expect that. I was like, what the hell? And the response was just incredible.
It was. It really was. Sasha's return has kind of like really lit a fire underneath the women's division again.
Yep.
It's kind of like getting hot again, so which is good.
I mean, think about it. We've got Becky versus Sasha. And we've got Charlotte versus Bayley. The 4 horsewomen are basically main eventing the show.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure, Seth and Braun Strowman are probably going to main event. But those two matches are insane. It's like the 4 best women wrestlers that are there right now.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I could almost see those 4 in a fatal 4-way at Mania.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, I almost could see it.
Most definitely. That would be insane.
Yeah.
But even on NXT, Rhea Ripley challenging Shayna Baszler next week.
Yeah.
For the women's NXT women's title. That is going to... okay. I don't always get around to watching NXT, but I am watching that one.
Yeah, that one's going to be insane.
That's going to be insane.
It's going to be great. You've got all the titles on the line pretty much at Earth Champions. So you've got the women's tag titles are on the line. Has it been confirmed yet? I don't think it's been confirmed yet, but it looks like it's going to be Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, Fire and Desire.
I'd say so.
Against Bliss and Cross. I think Bliss and Cross will win that. I don't see it. You never know, but I don't think they'll lose.
It's very interesting. Like, Alexa Bliss isn't really done much to change from heel to face, but she's a face now.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything. That's where it's good, though. That's when it's good, when you can.
It's more organic.
Yeah, you can switch like that, and not do something drastic to switch. It's
basically the same character. She's just doing the same things against other heels.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Which works. Because it doesn't feel like it's a complete shift in character. What else we got? We've got Miz versus Shinsuke for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, Miz is going to win, isn't he?
I don't think he will.
I hope not.
I don't think he will, because Sammy's only just joined Nakamura. I don't see him losing his first match with Sammy unless they're going to go with the Shinsuke turn on Sammy because he cost him the title. But I don't know if it's going to do that early.
No, it's too early, I think.
I don't think that Miz will win that. I think Shinsuke will win that one. Haven't got a United States title match as of yet. Which is interesting because AJ's been kind of almost feuding with Seth and Braun.
I'm wondering, are both those matches going to become triple threats?
It's possible.
I mean, are they going to add the club into the tag team title match, and they're going to add AJ Styles into the WWE Universal title match?
And add the United States title to the match as well?
Yeah, maybe not with the title on the line, but...
It has to be.
Oh, yeah, well, it is Night of Champions.
It has to be. Every title on the line. So if they're going to do it, they're going to have like a double title match. Which would mean Seth could potentially have 3 belts. Just saying. You never know. But I don't think they'll do that. I think, if anything, if that's going to happen, if they're going to add AJ will lose the United States title before then. Whether it's on Raw or SmackDown, he'll lose it before then.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm just thinking of potential challenges for AJ. There's not really that much that I can think of.
I think if anything, it might be Ricochet, and they're gonna wait to see, if he goes through, kind of thing. Because he might go through, and that's going to be his match. But if he doesn't, if he gets beat on Raw, then I think it might be him again. Oh no, I reckon it's going to be Cedric.
Cedric?
I just remembered when they beat up Cedric Alexander backstage.
Oh,
I think it might be Cedric.
Could be a good match.
So Cedric Alexander versus AJ Styles United States title match. I reckon it might be Cedric. I reckon it might very well be. And there's a possibility that Cedric could win the title and then AJ goes in the Universal title match after. Yeah. Gets added in after.
He could even get added in at the show.
Yeah, that's it. At the show, after he loses it, he demands to be put in it and somehow gets in it. And then it's a triple threat. And that way Seth can pin Styles and Braun will still look strong. So it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
It is a possibility.
Is there any much else noteworthy news-wise? Jericho lost the title. He lost the title. He didn't get beat in a match. He lost the title belt.
He actually lost the belt. He didn't. Well, he's found it again.
Yeah. I know some of those videos that were posted from either Jericho or, other official accounts made me feel like it was a bit of an angle.
It was an angle.
And he didn't actually lose it. But
that was an absolute work.
Oh, I feel like it was.
It was an absolute work.
Yeah.
I mean, the police department that were looking for it posted a photo on Twitter of them finding it, like having the belt in their hand, and then deleted the post.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. So yeah, that was a total work.
Yeah, I have a feeling it was.
Originally, I thought, okay, what they'll do is they'll have whoever challenges Jericho next at the next event that they have is the one that stole the belt. But they didn't go that way. It was weird. It is, I guess, a way of keeping AEW in the public's eye.
Yeah, it's true. It also could be real. There's a possibility that
it could be.
It could have been a real thing. But the way it was kind of done, I just feel like it wasn't real.
No, I feel like it was a total work.
I feel as if it was, but I mean, I could be wrong. The best thing that came out of this week was a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly. I can't wait. I just want to drink it now so I can say it. A little bit of the bubbly. It's my favourite thing. I laugh at it every time I hear
dear.
it. Man. I think that's about it when it comes to wrestling news out of this week. It's one thing I do want to talk about, and you brought it up last week, and I want to talk about it because I want to talk about it, and that's wrestling sets.
Ah, yes.
I'm sick and tired of the same freaking set for every freaking show. What happened to the good old days when they had different sets?
I know, right?
It annoys me.
It used to be like around about, what was it? Around about from 98 to about, I can't really recall when they stopped downplaying it now. But like some of the best sets were like Backlash.
I love that Backlash.
Those swinging bars and stuff. Oh my.
The hooks and that, yeah, they were pretty cool.
Yeah, they were cool.
I just liked it. Like I was younger and stuff, and like there's pay-per-views coming up and stuff, and it was the day of the pay-per-view, and I'd be like, the pay-per-view's on today. I get excited for it, and then I'd be like, I wonder what the set's going to be. Like that's cool. I want to see what the set's like. I'd always get excited for it. Like, what's the set going to be? And now it's just the same thing. It's either the Raw or the SmackDown, or now it's a combination of the two. They have the Raw Titantron and the SmackDown Minitron. Like entrance part. That's what they have. They have a combination of the two, and it's just like the same thing. And then like this year's WrestleMania set was just an NXT set on steroids. It was just a massive NXT set. It was just like one massive screen, and that's all it was. They could have put like WrestleMania in lights above it, like have it so it was just a screen.
Just a screen.
Just a screen.
Just like, yeah, I mean there was some always interesting sets when it came to WWE around that era. I mean, you remember Royal Rumble from 2000?
I love that set.
Yeah, that was an awesome set with the cars and shit.
Like
oh my god,
taxi up in the rafters. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And like some of the other ones, like Armageddon, where it was just like it wasn't much of a set. It was like the Armageddon. So to be fair, I'm pretty sure Armageddon 2000 set was the Raw set. The Raw's War set, but it had cars and stuff in the entranceway. But I'm pretty sure, it was the Raw set. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure also No Mercy from that year, 2000, was the Raw set, or not 99. One of the No Mercies was the Raw set too, I think. The Raw's War set, but usually it was a different set. And I just it was a thing that I got excited for. I still do when it comes to WrestleMania. Like I get excited for it.
Yeah, and then I see you get disappointed.
Oh, it pisses me off, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's about presentation sometimes.
It is. It's a small thing because NXT does it too. It's
very small, but it is also, like I said, it is about a presentation.
Yeah, NXT does it too, though. Like the NXT takeovers are usually the Raw set. It's a little thing, but I don't know. It was something that I used to look forward to seeing, and now it's just the same set every time.
It had creativity, and now it's just lacking a lot of creativity.
Really, it is. Yeah, really it is.
Yeah, it's like, we'll have 2 Titantrons up the top and 1 Minitron. There we go.
That's it. The same set for every show.
But then again, I remember SummerSlam being the same set for like 2 or 3 years in a row.
Yeah, but that's fine because it's SummerSlam, It's like, at least it's its own thing, whereas like this is the same set for every show. This year's Rumble, just been, was good because it was a different set. This was the first normal pay-per-view of the year that had a different set. It wasn't just WrestleMania.
Remember that? Okay, remember, I think it was, I can't remember the exact year. I think it was like 2007. And then for tables, ladders, and chairs, and they had the spot with Wade Barrett and John Cena. He pulled down all those chairs.
Pulls all the chairs down. At least it had a different set.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank used to have like the briefcase was like the design of the briefcase was like the Titantron.
The Titantron, yeah.
And then have the money trucks,
the
bank trucks in the thing, and then ladders around and stuff. But no, it's just a normal set now. It's just like I got excited for it. I used to get excited for it. Like I do now for Mania still. Like Mania's coming up, kind of thing, and I'd be like on the internet trying to find is there a reveal of the set. Has someone got a photo of what the set's going to look like? I get excited for it. I legit get excited for it. When they had Super Showdown here in Australia, like I always do the same thing. What's the set going to look like? Like surely they're not going to have the raw set for this one. Surely not. So I was like trying to find what's the set going to look like. So I used to get excited for it. I honestly used to get excited for it, and it's not like it doesn't affect the show as such. But I don't know. To me, it just takes a little bit away. Like I used to always get excited for it. Now I can't get excited for it. So. But it kind of annoys me. It's like just make a different set. Just make a different set. Please change it up. At least the big four, like for Survivor Series, SummerSlam, or Rumble, and WrestleMania. At least have different sets for those four.
Yeah, that would be the perfect time to actually have their own different sets for those shows.
Yeah, but I always do it to myself. I got excited for SummerSlam, thinking they might have a different set, and nope, still the same.
Nope.
Still the same set. I'm like, it's always the same. Always the same.
I mean, I've always wanted because there was a time when WWE was taking basically the WCW pay-per-view concepts, like Great American Bash, and then they did Clash of Champions like they do now. I really wanted them to do Halloween Havoc because I could just imagine the type of set design they would have done for that show.
Yeah, but now it would be just the same set.
Now it'd be the same set.
A pumpkin on the screen.
Wasn't there a Judgment Day where they used a tombstone and put the Titantron in the tombstone?
Yes, that was Judgment Day 01. 02.
Yeah.
02. So that's 2002. Judgment Day had a different set.
Yeah, I mean, that was that was pretty cool. I mean, even something as simple as the invasion angle. That set was simple but unique with the whole Raw and SmackDown side. WWE and the Alliance side.
Yeah, that set. I'm trying to think back to it. That set was the Raw is War set, but it had the.
Oh, was it?
It was. It had the weird ramp though. It was the same entrance bit, and it was the same Titantron. But the ramp was like split and it had two different things. I'm fairly sure. I might be wrong actually. Look back on it. But it's just different creative things to make shows feel different. They're not just the same show every week. Like it just feels like it's the same thing. Like you tune in, and it's got the same set. It's like cool, fair enough. So I like it when they go overseas. They don't have the same set because they don't have the set there, and they don't usually bring it with them.
No, from what I've seen on live shows, it's basically like a door-shaped Titantron, like a Minitron, and they walk out from behind that. That's basically what they do for certain live shows. Yeah. I think they do it live in Japan and pretty much all over the world like that.
Yeah, that's what they do for the live events. But it's just, I don't know. To me, it's just a thing. It's a small thing, but it's a thing, and it kind of annoys me a bit. I'm not even that fussed on pyro. Like whatever, pyro, whatever. But like, it's cool to have pyro. But like, I'm not that fussed about it being back every week. But if I could choose one thing, I'd be like, just give us set designs. Because I just always thought it was kind of cool. Different set designs and stuff.
Honestly, it creates an atmosphere.
It does. Gives the show its own unique feel. So when you watch Raw the next night, it's like, oh, this is Raw. It's a different show. Like it's got a different feel to it. So
yeah,
here's hoping, fingers crossed, when SmackDown goes to Fox, they actually have a new set.
Yeah,
I've heard rumors they are going to have a new set and they're going to have a fist again.
Oh, they're actually going to have the fist?
I don't know if it's going to be the fist, but they're going to have a fist, is what I've heard. Okay. But I don't know. Right. I don't know if that's true. I've given up on, fingers crossed for sets really, because I always get I always get let down. So.
I mean, they've gone really old school with the new SmackDown logo too.
They have. I actually like the new SmackDown.
I do too. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
It looks good. It almost reminds me of the old Raw's War one. It's just like a square, and it's got like smack and then down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much.
And for people that are complaining about the wild card rule, soon it will no longer exist, so you can calm down.
Yeah, I also heard today actually that this is a rumor supposed to be a new draft.
Yes, I did actually hear that too.
Yeah, it's like the week after the 20th anniversary on SmackDown, and Raw supposed to be a new draft. So that's interesting. If that's the case, that might end that will end the wildcard rule.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why they've been doing the wildcard rule at the moment, because there's no real draft yet. They know there's a new one coming in anyway. Maybe that will end it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as I'm concerned. Not much else wrestling news-wise, and we've covered gaming. We did you a favour and covered gaming first. So, we did that.
And some other out there topics as well.
Yes, definitely.
Something different, because, I mean, there's only so many times you can actually hear two guys talk about wrestling. So we thought we'd mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's always the original idea with the name. Aussies, we're Aussies, and it's our take on everything. We'll talk about anything, but yeah. I
mean, we've even gone to the realm of conspiracy theories.
Well, I wouldn't mind touching on in a future episode at some point, some paranormal stuff. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. It'd be cool to do, just bring up some paranormal stuff. Let us know what you want us to talk about. We'll talk about it. Pretty much. We'll take on anything.
If we've got some concept or idea, or you can give us some time to look into something, we'll talk about it.
We will talk about it. So we've had someone put in some ideas before, and we've got some stuff on the back burner at the moment for future episodes. But one of them was, which I will say now because was to talk about Netflix shows. But you, K-Dog, do not watch Netflix shows. You subscribe to Netflix and you don't watch it. So I watch Netflix shows, but you do not. So it'll be just me talking about Netflix shows and you sitting there going, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Interesting. Cool facts.
Cool facts.
I can talk about season 1 of Glow.
Yeah, but that's it though. That's where it stops. Because you watched season 1 and you just didn't watch it anymore.
I watched all of Rick and Morty.
Cool.
That's about it.
That's about it. You've watched all Rick and Morty in one season.
Okay, I've watched also the comedy specials.
Yeah.
I've got to watch Gabriel Iglesias when he does a comedy special on there, man. You got to.
Yeah, you got to. He's pretty good. Have you watched his actual show, the Gabriel Iglesias show?
No, I want to get around to seeing that though.
Yes, you should. You should watch it.
I saw the stuff on Twitter and Facebook that he was posting. It's like it actually does look kind of funny. And a lot of times when comedians do those type of sitcoms, they're not that great. But this one actually does look quite interesting and quite funny.
It does look quite funny. It does. It does indeed. So yeah, that's why we haven't. If the person that put that forward, the reason why we haven't used it yet is because this guy doesn't actually watch anything. So it's kind of hard. But I've watched all of Glow, and I thought Glow was actually really good. It looks like I thought they were going to end it at season 3, but it looks like not. I enjoyed that. Stranger Things is great. There's a lot of good content on there, and I can't talk about it with you because you don't freaking watch it. So
yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff I've got to watch on there though.
Yeah,
Castlevania, it looks quite interesting.
You've got a week or 2 weeks.
A week.
You've got 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, till we put the next one out. We're going to
2 weeks.
We're going to
2 weeks.
We're going to put out the next episode. We're going to talk about Netflix shows. At least Glow. At least finish the 2 seasons of Glow because it's wrestling related. It's our thing. Yeah. So at least watch Glow. You've got plenty of time. They're not that long. I crammed season 3 in two days, and I didn't.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, season 1, I crammed the majority, except the last episode, in one night.
Yeah, I crammed.
Except the last episode, I didn't get around to watching until like nearly 6 months later.
Yeah, you watched all of it except for one, and then you watched that last one 6 months later. But I watched season 3 in 2 days. I could have watched it in one, but I didn't. So you got plenty of time. You got plenty of time.
I mean, there's a lot of interesting shows, and I've should get around to actually watching.
You should. when you get some free time, chuck on some Netflix and watch. We'll have something to talk about next week or next episode. This is episode 5. Wow.
Oh God! I've got to think of another random fact.
You do. I had one.
Oh no!
I had one to cover for the one that you didn't have last time.
Yes.
So maybe I'll find one too. We'll have 2.
You'll have 2 random facts, and we've also got to look up for stupid people on Twitter. I guess that wouldn't be too hard.
No, just go on there now and you'll find someone. Well, I think that's it for this one. I think this one is in the books.
Yes, I think so. Probably the longest episode we've done.
No, I think it is.
No?
No, I honestly don't think it is.
Oh, okay.
But if there's anything you want to talk about,
again, we are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. You can go look us up on YouTube, on the YouTubes. And we're all these podcast places: Spotify, iTunes, Overcast,
Breaker, Google Podcast, and Anchor. Anchor's cool.
And other, I don't know where other is, but there's a whole bunch of ones that we can put on that they're just put in the category of other.
Yeah, well, I don't even know. We're probably on podcast platforms that you guys might listen to us on that we don't even know exist. So our voices are reaching the depths of the internet that we don't even know where they are. The dark corners of the podcast world. We're there. So yeah, look us up. Yeah, if you find us on Anchor. Because we do usually link on our Twitter and Facebook. We usually link to our Anchor one. If you prefer to listen to it somewhere else, you can. You don't have to listen to it on Anchor. There's plenty of other places that we are hosted. But yeah, hit us up in the comments on our YouTube videos. And Twitter, there's an email. Just Facebook. Just hit us up and we'll probably mention you on the episode.
Yep.
Give us some feedback. Give us some ratings. And yeah.
Any topics that you want us to talk about. And remember, beer saves lives.
Yes. And there's one that you can drink that's got from toilet water.
Can't believe that.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.